And we'll ask you individual questions. It's not like you have to give a recital of any sort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do this.
And you can forget that microphone is there altogether because it's designed to pick you up so you can just talk to me.
I can just.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. I can hear you clear as a bell through here. And
Okay.
you can just talk totally normal. Don't feel like you have to push.
Okay.
Alrighty?
You can just look and you can either look at me or look at Michelle.
I like
don't-
to stay behind him so that it doesn't feel like you have to look there.
Right. But the first thing is we want to know a little bit about you growing up. What was family life like, or what were you like as a child?
I was born in Galway, Ireland. We had a family of 9, 5 boys and 4 girls. So we grew up happily, and my parents tried to implement a good environment. So that was the beginning. And as a child going to school, we went to the national school, which they call public school here, but in every school in Ireland they taught religion. So there wasn't any difference.
How old were you when you came to the States?
When I came to the States, I was 19. But previously to that, how I came to come to Florida. Previously to that, I was going to school and studying, and then one time there was a custom, like not a custom, but it used to be that people in sisters visited the schools in Ireland to see if there was girls who would be interested. And this sister came from Florida, and but I didn't go right then. I was 2 years afterwards that I came to Florida with 2 other girls accompanied me from Ireland, and then we came to the 1950. I came to the United States.
So what convinced you to come and join the sisters?
Well, this sister that came from Florida, she was very kind and gentle, and showed us that time we had the habit, and showed us that we're in the habit and what work they did in Florida, teaching, or nursing, or social work, whatever you think would be best for you. And I chose teaching. So I taught I taught in Winter Haven, Coral Gables, Miami, St. Petersburg. Yeah, when I finished teaching then, when my teaching years were over, I went into social work, parish work, and I spent many years in St. Petersburg doing social work. I also taught as an outreach in the parish. It was the 3-year-olds. It was a multicultural school, parish, and the 3-year-olds that I taught were black, and we learned what I was supposed to teach them was religion. So they learned the stories of the Bible through sing-song, like the woman at the well. The woman at the well, Jesus Christ would change her life. The woman at the well, and that's how they went on. Then we'd teach one, like Jericho town, all around Jericho town. He looked and looked for Jesus. He happened to see a sycamore tree. Up went Zacchaeus. stepped right up and stepped right down. The day that he met Jesus, soon his life was turned around. Down comes his gears. So through that way they learned. They learned the Bible. And they could remember it then.
So you worked with the little ones for quite a while.
I did for that parish. And I taught high school. I taught previously to that, of course. It was kind of when I finished the teaching of high school. I taught Bishop Kenny High School, Jacksonville. And I taught in St. Joseph Academy, not the academy now, but the academy previously to that. And I was in the 70s, in the 60s, there were boarders, the girls' school. I helped there with the girls there, and then I taught in the academy. So it was the girls' school was the boarders, but also we had day students, and there was day student boys also. So we had a combination, and that's how I spent my years of teaching. After my years of teaching, I then decided to go into social work, and I went to Tallahassee Retreat House. And the retreat house, where you welcome people to become spiritually endowed, and not really, but they want to know about it, want to know that there's something about spirituality. And they used to, I welcomed them, I cooked in the kitchen, I made sure that they were comfortable in their rooms, and make them feel at home. And then could be a time of silence, or it could be a time of talking. It was their wish, whatever they wanted to do. So that's what I did in Tallahassee. I stayed 3 years, I think, in Tallahassee. And then I came here to St. Augustine in my retirement years. And now I am in my retirement years. And I find it easy sometimes, but not easy all the time. Yeah. So I work and help others, and I'm supposed to have a sense of humor. They tell me. So we used to do sing, song, and dance, and all that. And then St. Patrick's Day in other parishes, I used to entertain. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, I get up and sing for them. Yeah. All the various songs from Ireland. And then I did try to dance. Do the jig for them.
Right.
Yeah. So they look forward to what I was going to do every St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Yeah, they did. So then I came here, and I'm enjoying my retirement. The body gets weak, loses out and doesn't get stronger. It just you have to try to take care of it. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Out of all the years of teaching, what did you enjoy the best? The little ones,
I like the high school best.
Did you?
The reason is, when you have the little ones, you're lining them up and bring them in a straight line and tell them to go to lunch. You have to bring them over to the lunchroom. You have to sit them down. But when high school, the lunchtime came, soup. They just went to lunch on their own, and I thought that was wonderful. Yeah, didn't have to line them up.
They weren't more difficult to teach?
Oh, yeah.
So that was, the teaching was tough no matter what age, right?
Yeah, right. But when I was going into high school, I almost memorized the chapters. And I was told first I had to teach high school. I said to myself, I'd never. That's impossible. I never be able to know all that they know. So one day I looked in the mirror and I said, "You didn't try to do it yet." So I decided I'd go into high school. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this high school. So that was most of my life story. Now my brothers, I had a sister in New York, but I'm a member of nine in the family, and when there was 5 boys and 4 girls, and the boys were very talented in building. They built homes, and they found their own careers in the building homes and then houses also for people. So, and then they worked with 3 of them worked on the farm, and then toward the end 1 was on the farm, and then they start over again, another home again. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What did your family think when you said that you were going to join the Sisters of St. Joseph and go to Florida?
They said, "Where's that?" They said, "Where's that, Florida?" They didn't like to see me go far away, but that's what I wanted, they said. So we'll see. You can give it a try. Yeah.
Did you know the other 2 girls that went with you?
I did. I'm still friends with her. She lives in one of them, and she lives in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most challenging thing in adjusting once you came over here?
The heat. The heat was so hot here. I remember when we came, September 8th, I think it was, the group that entered. And the next morning we went out to the shrine for a service, mass service. And it was so hot. And I said, Lord, this is so hot. But since we didn't have air conditioning then. Not air conditioning now. The school in Miami, St. Peter and Paul's School, it was so hot and no air conditioning. There was no air conditioning until about the 70s. In Coral Gables or any of them.
Did you ever have second thoughts with the heat?
Oh, well, it was nice to have the pool.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd like to have the pool again, but I don't think I can walk around maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a quote in your bio. You say there is much knowledge, but more in compassion, more in gentleness, and more in caring and love.
Oh,
Did you write that, or did they make that up?
No, I wrote that up. I wrote that. It was, like, there's not as much worry now, like, of teaching or telling of. It's just praying and caring and trying to help others. That's what I meant. Yeah.
That's great. So, in your journey, in your work that you've done, what's been the most important, I guess, the most satisfaction that you have been able to realize in affecting others?
Be able to tell them their religion, what they would know and what they would learn more about God and how to live the life that they chose, married life or single life or whatever. Every vocation, everything is vocation. Not just not entering the convent is one vocation. Hmm. So,
You waited a couple of years. You met the sister, you thought that you might come, but you waited a couple of years. Have you always been that way in life, where you take your time to make your own decision?
yeah, I wait and see. Even at night time, I wait in the morning, I wait and see how I feel. That's what I say. Hmm. Like going over to the chapel, the church, or I wait and see how I feel.
What is the feeling? Can you describe for us what is the feeling about knowing when you're doing the right thing for you? How do you know? How do you know?
When I feel comfortable in it, yeah. That's what, it seems comfortable at that time. Yeah.
Because that was a huge decision at 19.
Yeah. But see, it was just to think of Ireland is a missionary country, and all the orders like from China or Africa, the sisters that be teaching there, or other places, came to Ireland looking. That was their mission, to get girls. Yeah. They visited the schools, and they talked about their life, and they showed us what they taught, and they used to have film with them, to encourage us to go to that special order. Yeah.
It's like being recruited for football. If you want to be a Jaguar.
Yeah.
But there was something about the sister that came from the Sister of St. Joseph that you connected with.
Yeah, with the sisters, when the sister came over that time to came to visit. Yeah. That's how I connected. That's how I became connected with the sisters.
So what makes you happy? What brings you joy?
Brings me joy. Good health brings me more joy, and able to help others, and have my mind to remember things, memory, to just make sure that this is how I test my memory. Sometimes I say, what did I eat for lunch today? And then I have to think, and I have to think what I ate for lunch or dinner. Breakfast was always easy, because it's the cereal and the piece of toast and the coffee. But dinner or lunch could be difficult. What do we have for lunch? What did I eat? That always tries to make me think. Or I get a letter from someone. What did they say in the letter? And what did I write? Then I have to remember. I write down what who I wrote to, and then I have to remember. What I said. Try to think what did I say in that letter? Did I tell her that on the phone, and I'm telling her the same thing again? Yeah. So I have to watch out for that. Train myself.
I have that. I can identify completely.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I did notice, sister, that you are the first of the interviews that we did that brought in her own script.
Yeah, I have, and I didn't. I didn't read it because I have. Would you like me to read it, or you heard most of it now?
Oh, we probably heard a lot of it, but if there's anything
If
in
there's
there,
anything that you want to tell
is
us.
it still rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, she's Margaret now.
I had here,
Actually, it stopped again at 4 minutes. Keep stopping at 4. That's weird.
Just see if it's still rolling, but I want to make sure the card's not full.
The card is rolling down again from 20 now that you've pushed it, but it had stopped at 4.
Okay.
again.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Is there anything in it that you wanted to make sure we knew?
Well, speaking of the family, about the boys travelled to England to found their own careers later on. One girl went to New York. Mary and Kathleen settled in their home in Ireland. Kathleen was blessed with 8 children. They were a great joy for us with talents of dancing and singing. Life goes on and the wheels keep on turning. Vocation. Many sisters from Africa, China and other countries visited the secondary schools in Ireland. Their mission was to look for girls who were interested in entering a religious order. When I was 17, a sister of St. Joseph from Florida visited our school. I was thinking about entering the convent, but I prayed to the Holy Spirit for guidance. After a year, I made a decision to go to join the Sisters of St. Joseph in Florida. 2 other girls entered. It was difficult leaving home. Tears were shed and goodbyes were sorrowful. First 6 months of our training was postulancy and was still to join. You were free, like, if you wanted to leave.
Huh?
Yeah. And like that 6 months of postulancy, you didn't wear a habit. The novitiate began after 3 years of... The novitiate began when we received the habit. And after 3 years, then we went on a profession, they called it. You vowed poverty, chastity, and obedience. Poverty was that you didn't own anything. You owned it. You had the use of it, but you didn't own it. And chastity, you didn't go out on any dates or anything. Or you gave up marriage. And obedience to your superiors, the pastors and all people. After years of study, I began my teaching career, elementary school and high school. I taught in Miami, Winter Haven, Coral Gables, St. Augustine. When my teaching years ended, I worked in a retreat house in Tallahassee. There I welcomed the people who came to make a retreat. It was a time to help others and help them get acquainted with the life of spirituality. Now my retirement years are restful and prayerful. As the years pass, the human body has less energy, and my hobby is letter writing to family and friends, reading, assisting others when necessary. That's what I wrote there.
Sister,
You did well.
when we put this on a DVD for you to see, you were talking about your memory and whether or not you can test your memory.
Yeah.
You gave us everything that was in there in your own words, exactly the way that you had written it down. So you're getting an A+ for memory today. So whatever you
Thank you.
had for breakfast, remember it because it works.
I know, breakfast is easy. It's the lunch, what we have for lunch.
We don't know yet. So that's future telling. That's becoming a fortune teller. So
Yeah.
that's different.
Yeah.
We do only have about 5 to 10 minutes before we'll have to go to make sure that you get to lunch. In the way that we've been sharing the stories of the Sisters of St. Joseph, one of the things we really want to know is if there is a story that you wish, just one, that you wish that everybody knew about, either something that happened to you, something that the sisters in the community that you're a part of, or just the order itself. If there was just one thing that you wish that everybody woke up tomorrow already knowing about the Sisters of St. Joseph.
story that you have.
It could be a story. It could just be something that you think you know and everyone else knows, but from outside we wouldn't know.
Well, our life, our daily living,
Yeah?
each day. Get up in the morning, get prepared for the chapel, and we'd like to know if people would know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the change we have now, we used to have Mass in our chapel here, at this. But now we go over to the Mother House Chapel, and which I find difficult, doing that. There's nothing special for me to tell. I like a story, but just our life story. That's what I have to tell.
I think it's quite a story.
And that's special.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd want to share with us about either another sister that's here or work that you know that has been done by the sisters that you think, it inspires maybe other people or could inspire you through your career?
I mean, the good example of the sisters in attending meetings and their interest in what is happening around them. No selfishness, like, yeah. To be truly free, feel free to help and feel free with yourself. This is what I'm going to do. So that would be my story. Your story is the life you live, how you live each day. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing yours.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, we're finished now.
Finished.